the Grouchy Nerd. Alright, you antisocial weirdos, it's time to learn a game that plays at the ideal player count. 1. Fleet, the dice game designed by Benjamin Pinchback and Matthew D. Riddle, both of whom sound like clues in an escape room I don't know I'm playing. And published by Eagle Gryphon Games. Fleet, the dice game, is what's known as a roll and write, meaning you're going to be rolling dice and then marking up pieces of paper based on the results of those dice rolls, and at the end you get to do a bunch of math. It's like homework. Wait. Your goal in Fleet the Dice game is to score as many points as you can over a total of 8 rounds. You'll do so by launching fishing boats, catching fish, building up your wharf and harbor, and occasionally going to the market. But it's getting awfully crowded in your sea, and you're going to be keeping track of the movements and acquisitions of your rival captain, who's out here scooping up boats and fishing licenses and even some of those sweet, sweet buildings right out from under your sea legs. You'll need 1 page each of both of the score sheets, 3 captain's tokens, 3 boat dice, 2 town dice, and at least 1 pencil or other writing instrument. But you may want 2 of 2 different colors because you're going to be keeping track of your turns and the captain's turns on the same score sheets. If you don't have 2 colors of pen, or you don't want to muck about with all that faff, just make 2 different types of marks. Maybe a check for you and an X for the captain, or whatever you want to do. X's and O's. It could be hearts and little frowny faces. It's your game. The score pads are made up of a number of sections, and each section contains boxes, which are any fillable or markable space regardless of shape. So that's a box. These are boxes. Believe it or not, that is a box. On the C side, there's a section corresponding to each side of the boat dice. By marking boxes in these sections, you will launch boats to catch fish and activate licenses, which will grant bonuses for the remainder of the game. At the end of the game, you'll get points for each fish, as well as the victory points, or VP, listed by each launched boat and each 3rd level license activated. The shrimp licenses allow you to change a chosen shrimp result to any other boat die result, as well as gain bonus actions. The cod licenses give you money for each boat you launch, regardless of the type of boat. The lobster licenses give you bonuses to your income. The swordfish licenses give bonuses after you fish, which you'll do on every even-numbered round. And the oyster licenses increase the capacity of each oyster boat. The town is broken up into the harbor, the market, and the wharf, each of which take 2 sides of the town dice. The harbor and wharf are further broken into sections. When you activate the king crab license, choose a bonus to receive at the end of the game to a maximum of 10 points. The choice is made when you activate it, but the points aren't counted until the end of the game. The Captain's Club allows for possible extra fishing rounds, though these fishing rounds will not trigger the swordfish licenses. The research vessels are just there for some extra bonus victory points. Activating the barge gives your boats a spillover should they fill up on fish, otherwise excess fish are wasted. And the Inuit can be an easy way to get extra early game fish. Activate a building on the wharf by marking first each square, then the circle to complete it, thus gaining its bonus and the listed victory points at the end of the game. The casino allows you to re-roll your chosen die, but you must keep the new result. Amma's Bank and Trust gets you 2 VP for each box ticked. Once you've activated the seafood buffet building, you can use boat die to mark off the hex of the fish type along the side. The more hexes you've marked, the bigger the VP bonus at the end of the game. Note that an activated shrimp license does not apply in this case. Completing the Salvage Yard allows you to thrice choose to exchange any die result for any other die result, sea or town. The Fisherman's Pub takes 4 marks to complete, marked left to right, top to bottom, but it's worth 10 points. Completing the Bait Shop allows you to exchange any die result for 2 coins rather than the standard 1. The Smokehouse increases your haul from the market by 2 coins. The Ridback Canning Company increases the income you receive each income phase by 1 coin for each of your full fishing boats. Choosing the market allows you to gain coins based on the total number of fish in each of your boats. The fish are not spent. You don't lose the fish when you go to the market. The coin track tracks coins, keeps tally of money gained during the income phase, gained from the market, as a bonus for each level 2 license you activate or any other time you gain coins in the game. When you mark coin boxes, move left to right, top to bottom, like reading. Each time you mark a star box, take a star action by marking the topmost empty box in any section on either score sheet. A star action may not fill a box on the coin track, a fish in a boat, or to fill a hex in the seafood buffet. Roll a boat die, re-rolling if you get the coins. On the boat side of the score sheet, mark the 3 topmost boxes of the result. In doing so, you will also fill in your first 2 activation boxes. Because you filled the box marked with an L, you may now activate a license by marking the box next to the topmost available license of that type. This bonus is now active for the rest of the game. You also marked in a B, so activate a boat by marking the box of the topmost available boat of that type. Last, place the 3 captain tokens on the shrimp, king crab, and casino sections of your scorecard. Now, I know I've been talking for a while, but really so far the setup has just been get 2 pieces of paper, a pen, 5 dice, and 3 tokens. That's nothing. That's no setup at all. Each turn plays thusly. Boat phase. Roll 3 boat dice. You and the captain will each choose a die. On odd rounds, you choose first. On even rounds, the captain chooses first. For the die you choose, fill in the topmost available box of the chosen boat type, unless you chose the coins, in which case fill the next 3 boxes in the coin track. The captain will first attempt to select the die that matches the section that its token is on, or the closest to it in clockwise order. It will always skip sections with no more available boxes to fill. If no choice is therefore possible, the captain skips. Once the captain's die is selected, mark the 2 bottommost open boxes of the corresponding section. Yeah, the captain's kind of a dick. If there are no fish for the captain to select and it must instead select the coins, it's considered a wild and it only fills in the bottom 1-most box of the section that it's in or the next section in clockwise order. The captain will only choose the coins if there are no other choices available. Next, you each share the leftover die result. You mark the top available box, the captain marks the bottom available box. Like I said, it's getting crowded. If at any point you mark a box with a B, launch a boat, an L, activate a license, a question mark, choose to either launch a boat or activate a license. Note that the second level of each license gets you 2 coins. You may also at any time use any die to gain a coin rather than use the die's result. Also note that the shrimp license only applies to the die you choose, not the one that's left over. Mark the round's boat phase complete and move on to the income phase. Gain 1 coin by filling in the next box on the coin track. More if you've activated any lobster licenses, possibly even more if you've activated the Ridback Canning Company. Remember that each time you mark a star box on the coin track, you may take a free star action, filling the top most available box in any section. As an example, you might fill a star, which allows you to fill in a B in the oyster section so that you can launch an oyster boat, and then if you have the cod license activated, you gain another coin on the coin track for launching the boat. Mark the round's income phase complete. On even rounds only, perform a fishing phase. Fill the leftmost available box in each of your launched boats. If your boat is full and you don't have the barge launched, those fish are wasted. Mark that round's fishing box as complete. All rounds get a town phase. Roll 2 town dice and 1 boat die and choose dice in the same order as this round's boat phase and share the third. Like in the boat phase, you may choose to use any die to instead gain a coin. In this phase, the captain follows these priorities: harbor, before wharf, before boat, before market. There's a reminder on page 11 of the rulebook. Just like in the boat phase, when the captain selects a harbor or wharf die, it will mark the bottom 2 most empty boxes in the section with the captain's token or the next location in clockwise order if full, and the bottom 1 most box for the shared die. This does make it possible for the captain to wipe out an entire building in 1 turn, but you do get credit for having completed that building if you fill even 1 box in before it gets the chance. If the captain selects or shares the market die, you have to mark out the next star on the coin track, so when you come to it, you have to skip it and you don't get that action. Mark that round's town phase complete. Next, move the captain's tokens forward 1 space clockwise. For the fish, that means move them 1 section to the right. Shrimp follow oysters. In the harbor, it goes king crab, captain's club, research vessel, barge, Inuit, then back to king crab. The wharf goes casino, bank, salvage yard, bait shop, canning company, smokehouse, pub, buffet, back to the casino. Play continues in this way until the 8th round is complete. Ignore those other boxes. Those are for people who like people. They're not for us. First, count up your total fish across all boats, including barges, king crab, and Inuit. Count the VP gained for each launched boat as indicated below the boats. Count the VP from each license with VP. Note that this is only on the level 3 licenses for everything but the king crab. Count the VP from each building. Last, if you activated the king crab license, apply any bonus points achieved to a maximum of 10. Total up your score and compare it to the table on page 11 to see if you're a pillar of salt, a dead poet, a good buddy, a cabin boy, or Jackie Treehorn. All right, and that's how to play Fleet the Dice game. Now get off my boat. The Grouchy Nerd. Good buddy? Jackie Treehorn? You sure those are right? Yeah? Okay. What's funny?